Hi guys, it's Lara. Thanks for watching and welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a recipe for very simple overnight oats. If you are someone who enjoys cereal in the morning, this would be a lovely, easy and nutritious breakfast. So if you want to know how I make them, then please keep watching. I have here our food processor in which I will put all the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna start with 1.5 cups of oats. These are just regular oats. Next, I will add 1/3 cup of raisins. And then I have here a bowl with 1 tablespoon of sunflower seeds, 1 tablespoon walnuts, and 1 tablespoon cashews. I like my oats really sweet, so I'm also going to add 6 pitted dates. I always make sure that there is no pit left in any of these, because sometimes even when you buy them and it says pitted, sometimes you will find 1 pit in one of them, and we do not want to ruin our mixture. I personally like adding also 1 or 2 scoops of protein powder. And since I already know that the fruit of my choice will be apples, I will add about 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and I will also add about 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Well, and here it is. So I'm gonna fill up 1 cup of this mixture. This is gonna be my breakfast tomorrow, and I'm going to pre-soak it. So here we go. I'm gonna put 1 cup of this into my bowl, and I'm going to fill this cup also with almond milk and pour it over the oats. I'm gonna stir it up nicely, and I'm gonna put this in the fridge so that it can soak overnight. Right now this looks pretty runny. It looks more like a soup, but don't worry, the oats and the nuts will nicely soak up the almond milk, and the texture will be definitely different tomorrow in the morning. So I'm gonna cover this with this plate and off it goes to the fridge. Well, and I will store the rest of the mixture in this mason jar. This is gonna last for quite a few days. And a little tip, if you're traveling, this is something you can easily make before you travel and take this with you on a trip, either in a plastic jar or in a glass jar, and that way you will make sure that you will have a lovely nutritious vegan option for your breakfast. You don't necessarily have to store this in a fridge, but we have enough space in the fridge, so I'll put it there. And because I like making my life as easy as possible, I will assemble again the food processor without washing it, because there were just oats, dry fruits and nuts, so it's not like it's super dirty. So I will assemble it, I will put in the middle piece with the knife and close it, because I will need the food processor tomorrow in the morning again for my apple. So I will wash it tomorrow after I chopped my apple. Here we are the next morning. This is the consistency my oats have now. This is my favorite consistency. It is sticky, but still kind of fluffy. I don't like it when it's too thick. But if that's something you like, then I would suggest you would add about 3/4 of a cup of your non-dairy milk instead of a full cup. But that's what I personally like. And I have here this wonderful apple. I always make sure that I buy apples that come from Austria, which is the country where I live, because there's no need to import apples when we have so many wonderful types of apples in our own country. So I'm just gonna chop it into 4 pieces and then I'll throw it in the food processor. So, and now I only have to add a sufficient amount of apple. And should I not need the entire apple, I would use a little jar like this, and I would put the remaining apple in and freeze it so that I would have it for a later use. And there you have it. This is my overnight oat with apple. I sprinkled a little bit cinnamon on the top. And this is how I'm gonna enjoy my delicious, lovely breakfast. You can of course add any fruit of your choice. It does not have to be necessarily an apple. You could use, for example, blueberries, and in that case I would add just a little bit of vanilla into the mix because I think that would go very well together with the flavor of the blueberries. Or you can add like strawberries, bananas, oranges, kiwis, whatever you like. To be honest, I'm not such a huge cereal eater. I don't think I will ever think of them as my favorite breakfast. My favorite breakfast of all times will always, always, always be a smoothie with protein powder and green powder. I just love it, and it makes me personally feel the best. But I still think that oats are great for you. They are very nutritious, and it's also a great thing to take with you when you're traveling. It's so easy and again, so nutritious. They're so good for you. And I personally try to switch things up occasionally so that I don't eat every day the same things. That's one of the reasons why we are having usually on Sundays either pancakes or tofu scramble, and very often on Saturdays I would have overnight oats. So that's why I wanted to film this recipe. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them down below in the comments. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys so much and see you soon. Bye!